This race day replay is brought to you by BMR, the leader in American muscle suspension. Dominate your competition.
Harrison Cumbie. We need bracket 2 cars to lanes 3 and 4, please. Bracket 2 to lanes 3 and 4, and Anthony Hurd gets cleanly off the starting line. Harrison Cumbie turns the tire. Cumbie making a big charge at the top end, but he's not going to catch him. Anthony Hurd wins the Tremex stick shift shootout again. 2 cars that have been in the 7s. 2 cars that are sitting still. 2 cars that are not moving into the fully staged position. Turbocharged combinations on both sides. Cal Hayward says enough's enough, and he goes all the way in. Jeff Bloom violently bumps the car in, tickling the bottom bow. Tree flashes on both sides. Huge advantage on the starting line for Jeff Bloom. But here comes Cal Hayward like a rocket-powered freight train. Hayward goes 7:32.3 at 191 miles an hour. Mark Duber and Brian Devilvis. The final in UPR Modular Extreme, and Duber has a problem. Devilvis will run down to the 8th mile finish line, 484.8, 152. So congratulations to Brian Devilvis, the first of potentially 2 victors he will leave with here this weekend. Thank you so much to UPR for sponsoring the Modular Extreme category here at Bradenton. So Bill Putnam and Alexis Frigerio are here in the final round of the EcoBoost battle. A pair of Mustangs open to any EcoBoost vehicle. We had Fusions, pickup trucks, we had a Taurus in here, but it ultimately ends up being 2 of the 2.3-liter Mustangs. End up in the final round. And Bill Putnam's car, one of the meanest in existence. Alexis Frigerio put a whole shot on Bill. Bill was out ahead at 1,000 feet. And Bill Putnam goes 9:51.3 at 142.56 to take home the bacon. Here we go. Roush Performance Super Stang final round. The winner here makes a trip directly to the Aerospace Components winner's circle. Kent 9 and Levi Wendell. 10:40 the dial-in for 9. 12:78 the dial-in for Levi Wendell. Wendell leaves the starting line. The tree flashes for Kent 9, and he has put himself in a pretty good spot down there. Kent 9 powering past 60 feet. Powering past the 8th mile, he's closing on Levi Wendell fast. At the stripe, the wind light shines for Kent 9. 10:40 with a 7 on a 10:40 dial-in. And 100. So off we go, Danny Tao and Brian Parker, and Parker goes red. So it will be Danny Tao, your champion, and Race Page's Ford Muscle this weekend. An 023 red light ends Brian Parker's hopes for a Victor Trophy. 11:92.2 at 110 miles an hour. Danny Tao. Conway, the 84 Ranger. Conway dialed 1043. Cantrell dialed 936. Defending national champion Randy Conway trying to stop Jimmy Cantrell as they get down to the top end. It's going to be a driver's race finish line. Randy Conway, 10:58 and a 10:43 dial-in with an 0:11 reaction time. 2 talented drivers. We'll find out who gets the victor, and it won't be Donnie Bowles. Bowles went red by 0.02 of a second, so Susan McClenaghan gets the win light and advances, or will drive to the Aerospace winner's circle. Donnie Bowles 002 red, Susan McClenaghan 9:34.0 to 146.69. The Open Comp final needs to be in the lanes now as our 2 competitors leave the starting line, and the driver of the Mustang, a bad time to get snoozy. Manny Souza chews up the Mustang. 005 reaction time for Souza, 6:52.0 at 96, and a breakout of just 100th of a second for the driver on the Bud side. 799, that 8-flat dial-in. That means Manny Souza collects the hardware. Mid-South race with Kentucky and Georgia side by side. Neither of them giving each other an inch off the starting line. They're both green. They get through the 8th mile. It is going to be Harlow closing in on White, and it is going to be a win light for White. 10:39 and a 10:37 dial-in with an 0:20 reaction times. That seat time and experience and reacclimation of the sport has certainly paid dividends. They come out of the gate swinging here. Can they close the deal? As Charlie Cooper brings his car into pre-stage. Both of them with the revs up, they're both in. Reaction time advantage is Cooper. Ujinga's car smokes the tires, so Charlie Cooper drives down the Nelson side. 4:36.9 again. 169.68. Talk about repeat, repeat, repeat. Bolt racers in again. They're going quarter mile. Here we go. DiDonato staged pretty deep. 083 puts a 2/10 hole shot on Morella. DiDonato trying to desperately hold on to that lead to 1,000 feet. Here comes Frank, and it's DiDonato on a big hole shot. 765.3 beats a 750. DiDonato was 083, Varela was 283, and it is that hole shot that brings Dom DiDonato the win light. Witt finished number 8 in the world in 2016. And this time it's Cotterer with a big starting line advantage. He's 126 to Witt's 258 on the tree, and John Cotterer is not going to give an inch of it back. 782.8, 172, as Witt goes 819 with a 6 at 167 miles an hour. John Holmes is going to lead. At least he's going to try. Cy bumps in, and Cy takes a big bite out of it. And it's Cy Lee and Chris Holmes, a massive wheel stand. Lee is sideways out there. Holmes lands from the wheel stand, pulls to the right, and Cy Lee powers down. 8:35.0, 179.24. A wild first 330 feet of that one. So Devilvis bumps in. Oh, he's flickering the bottom bump. He's going to have to bump again. There he goes. Not a lot of drama in this one. Brian Devilvis just clean as a whistle, goes 7:38.7 at 188.99. A great weekend's work for Brian and crew as Randy Thomas goes 8:72.0, 159. And what are you going to do? All those finals in a row. Marking now almost 2 years straight of making every final. Dan Rintz going to make a game out of it. 0:54 reaction time for Rintz. Meredith was 143 at 1,000 feet. Rintz trying to hold him off, and Rintz got him. 10:701, 123 beats a 10:64. A whole shot win for Dan Rintz. Oh, man. Drew Lyons is a defending world champion. Darren Hendricks finished 6th in the world last year, and he is coming on with a vengeance. Will it be another whole shot final round victory? Drew Lyons is going to try it. They get to 330 feet. Drew Lyons still trying to hold off Hendricks. 8th mile, Lyons stretching the lead. 1,000 feet, here comes Hendricks, and it's going to be Lyons. 10:11.5 at 130.98 miles an hour, and Darren Hendricks goes 10:15.3 at 131.09. So Drew Lyons, your G-Force Racing Transmission Coyote Stock winner this weekend. The wheel standing.